What is good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Fuego y Sonrisa podcast.
Let's go!
Yeah. Welcome back, guys. Thank you for joining us today in our very special afternoon edition of the Fuego y Sonrisa podcast.
Ooh, shit. Turn on the light.
But in some seriousness, this is going to be episode 26. We're reviewing our latest episode with Kevin, episode 25, Kevin Ray Wilder. We want to give him a thank you and a shout out. We'll have his link below. I mean, his YouTube link, so you guys can go ahead and check out his content as we're going to be reviewing it, so you guys can get more in-depth ideas of what was talked about. And also, too, we'll link the ad episode, so you guys can go ahead and check it out. Mm-hmm. But yeah, to dive in, we'll go ahead and start.
You want me to start?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, cool. So, I really enjoyed Kevin. I think one of the reasons why we had him on the podcast is because he is trying to, how would I say? He's trying to put lightness where there is dark, I guess is the best way I can describe it. Mm-hmm. In a sense of, in the manosphere, we're gonna have to kind of get into this thing. There is like this thing called the red pill, which is kind of seeking the truth, kind of like, and it derives from the Matrix, right? And then there is a derivative of the red pill, which is black pill. And my understanding of it, I'm not a fucking expert or anything like that, so don't take my word for it. But from my understanding is a black pill is somebody who understands the role of female nature, hypergamy, and all those things, but then purely looks at it as a physical attraction base, and tries to derive everything from that, then creates excuses to not get to where they need to go. You know, maybe they don't want to go to the gym or whatever. Anyway, they only say that physical attraction is the way. There's no such thing as, flirtation or chemistry or anything like that, that it's all about looks. And they say that the reason why it's black is because it's a very nihilistic view, and they say they'll say things like, just give up, bro, or it's over, bro, or whatever, right? And so what Kevin is trying to do is trying to inspire hope through actionable change and through philosophy and not just theorizing, not just being an armchair philosopher, but actually using Aristotle's golden mean to try to find a way to find fulfillment and purpose in life, whether that includes dating high quality women, having a good quality life, trying to achieve what you want to achieve in life. So that's why I think he was a really cool guest, and I really appreciate him for coming on. There's already a lot of negativity when it comes to like news and stuff like that, and so when you go to YouTube and then you're trying to like better yourself or improve, and then you see there's this group of people that they don't want that. They're very nihilistic. They just want to stew in their own misery and make excuses for themselves. It's good to see the opposite, and to see that there's somebody out there trying to show positivity, show that there's a way for men to actually improve on themselves. Us guys, we already have it hard, like I'm saying, guys tend to delete themselves more. Guys are more likely to be homeless. They go to war, stuff like that. So it's already hard enough for us dudes. So why make it even harder to go and date? And that's why, like I said, I enjoy the fact that Kevin is throwing out a lot of positivity. He's trying to use philosophy to guide men to be better and be stronger men, and not just bitch and complain and kick rocks, be like, I hate my life, blah blah, why isn't my life worth it, blah blah. So that's kind of my point of view.
Yeah, and I feel it. Yeah, I mean, like myself, I don't really know too much about the black pill or anything like that, but I will say that in regards to dating, if you have no hope, if you believe that looks are everything and that chemistry isn't real, like how you mentioned, and that there isn't any quote-unquote game that men have to do, because the thing with men, it's like, and this, rest in peace Patrice O'Neal, it's just like in order for us to even have a chance with a woman, sometimes there is luck involved, but for the most part we have to learn some type of game. We have to learn how to show our charisma, how charismatic we are when we're, when we're hanging out with the girl, when we're meeting a girl for the first time. We can't just be this boring guy. Like how many dudes are good looking and they get denied? I consider myself okay looking, and I get rejected. So that whole notion of just like saying that, oh, because he looks good, that's why he gets all the girls, I feel like it's just a bit lazy in my opinion. Just a lazy way to cop out of knowing that as a man, our life is difficult and we have to work really hard in order to achieve, or in order to get what we want. And it always falls on the man. But if you want like the baddies, if you want, the fine girls, like high quality women, professionals out there, boss babes, whatever it be, right? Like,
or like super feminine ones, or super good looking ones,
whatever is that you want, and that is in a high profession, you're gonna have to work for it. Whether that be having yourself a profession, either being an entrepreneur, getting in shape, staying healthy. So
learning how to joke, learning how to have conversation, knowing how to, create that emotional roller coaster with the woman.
Yeah, definitely. And it takes and people think that's so simple to do. Like, or I guess for the people who think game is simple, but no,
I guess those are the naturals or whatever they call them.
Like it takes a whole lot of work to get to a certain level where you're able to, number one, go up to a girl. Who people nowadays are just online dating, they can't even go up to a girl. So that's already number one. So why not do that when it's easier, instead of building up your own confidence, your own self-belief? So it's a lot of work that men have to do. So for someone to say it's just because he looks good, that's why he gets the girls, like, I mean, to something I would say, yeah, like you're good looking, you have a good, you have a better chance. Girls like to see a nice face, but it doesn't mean that's the only reason why. That, like I said person who looks good still gets rejected. So it's like, I don't see where that makes any sense.
Well, and they're trying to use male attraction to define female attraction, right? So us guys, for us, is like good looks opens the door to what a woman is, but it's not the end all be all. At least somebody who is healthy, right? A man, and they're trying to use the same logic and reasoning for what men like and see and do to a woman. If that makes sense. Like they're trying to say women only look for guys that are good looking. To a point, maybe, right? Yeah, that might open the door for them, but it's not going to be the end all be all. They don't have the same like what sometimes when us guys see a good looking woman, we're like, damn, she's fine, right? Like, ooh,
hell yeah.
It could take our breath away sometimes, right? Women, it's not like that. But like, damn, he's fine, but they still have other needs that needs to be met before they can actually like feel some type of attraction, like emotional needs or other needs. And so they're trying to use, the black pillars are trying to use like this logic of looks that what us guys find attractive to women is not. It doesn't work that way. Women are entirely different. Built. Our brains are different. Our whole biology is different. Like, yeah, we're human beings, but we're two different human beings. Different hormones, different thought patterns, different ways of thinking. Different attraction, different ways we define attraction. Like, there's no way you can just say, this is it, because guys are like this, women are just like that. No. Hell nah.
It would be a freaking freak fest.
Yeah, right.
They see a good looking dude, they're on right away.
Yeah.
Man.
It would be an entirely different world, bro.
Man.
Game would be easier because it would be okay. It would just be like, hey, listen, you want to go over there and just have a good time? Cool.
Yeah, girl's gonna be like, oh, you look cute, I want to go with you. Like, oh, all right, cool. Like, yeah, you look good too. Like, no, so like you said, yeah, it's just like you said, men and women have different forms of how they have it, or how they get attraction for one another. So I mean, for men, yeah, it's more simpler, but it's easier to say everybody has the same attraction, or their way of feeling attraction towards somebody's the same. And no, whoever
anybody who talked to a woman will tell you, hell nah.
Whoever tell you that,
bro, you need to erase that.
Yeah, I don't know who tell you that. That's not
erase that from your memory, bro. It's not good. So yeah, he talked about and we're gonna get into this a little bit. He talked about how you need to fight against the last man, which is weak. weak men. The people in the manosphere call them beta men, but I don't know. I don't know if I like using those terms, but pretty much fighting against weak men. You know, people who misery loves company. People who are weak. People who don't have no virtues or ethics. They just fall for anything. When they go on a date, they probably don't have any morals or values. You know, they just succumb to the woman, or they use dirty tactics. You know, it could even be argued like machivallian tactics. And there was this great podcast I was listening to with Jordan Peterson's daughter, Michaela Peterson, I think is her last name. Michaela Peterson. She was talking to this dude who was like a data scientist, and the dude was saying like people who are like kind of quote unquote the betas or the simps or whatever, kind of, you know, like the gay best friend, the guy that pretends to be like the gay best friend who's like always there with the chick and always being like the emotional comfort blanket. Like he was pretty much saying that they use kind of almost dark triad traits. They use like machivallianism in the sense of they're trying to sleep with the chick, but they're trying to manipulate the woman's emotions to get her to sleep with them. It's never going to work because that's not how women work, but they're using kind of dirty tactics in a way to get sex, you know. Like I said, like always being there for the woman, or always being the friend, or always, you know, trying to emotionally comfort her or whatever. So, you know, it's a tactic. It's not a good tactic, but it's a tactic, and it's trying to manipulate somebody to get what you want. So you can argue that it's Machiavellianist. But anyway, that Kevin was saying that we should always be fighting against these weak men, because if we don't, or not fight against, but at least like rise against them, because if we don't, then they're going to be the ones dictating society, and you don't need a weak man in power, because then you're going to create even more weak men, and you're going to create a society of these men that are just, you know, don't know how to talk to women, that are just like antisocial, they just hate life, and, you know, can cause really death and destruction in a sense, because if they don't care about their own life, how are they going to care about somebody else, right? I know you had an opinion about, right?
Yeah. I want to say that, like, I know that in today's age, society is more so on demasculating men. They don't like strong men. Men and women don't like strong men, which is unfortunate. And I just don't feel like, as a society, I don't think that's cool. I think that we should be more empowering of strong men, because strong men have to put up with so much, have to put so much on their shoulder. They have to, one, have the emotional intelligence to stay calm in a hectic situation. Like, how many times have you been running through with your anxiety, worrying about what's going to happen, looking to somebody you can lean on? Like, how many times has that happened in your life? And you wish you had somebody there to at least comfort you, back you up, and know that they're just calm in their situation. Or a provider who's out there working, hustling so much just to provide for his family. Especially in California, man, you know how rent is. Like, you think it's so easy. Like, they're out there providing as much as they can. And then, they come home and have to deal with maybe their wife nagging at them, or society saying that they're not, you know, the right man.
Can't
or that
cry, blah, blah.
Yeah, they're not the right man, that they're weak, because he doesn't show emotion, he's emotionless, and that you shouldn't talk to him because real men should show their emotions. Like, it's so much that we have to deal with, like, as a society, and it's just like, I don't think that's cool. Like, why demasculine a strong man when, like I said, just empower him. Know that they went through a whole lot to get to where they're at, and you don't see them out there causing trouble, robbing stores, doing all this crazy like mayhem in society. If anything, they're the more calm, cool ones who are guiding you in the right path, and those are the leaders that you would want in your life. Because when in doubt, if we're ever in war, who are you gonna want? A strong leader, a strong man, or are you gonna want a weak man?
The fucking coward, right?
Yeah, the dude's gonna, hey, nah, it's cool. Like, hey, they're burning down your city. Nah, don't even worry about it. Hey, they just killed your whole family. It's okay, don't worry about it. Like, no, it's like, okay, let's figure out a plan to stop them. Whatever the case is, right? I'm not no military strategist, but yeah, it's like, what would you rather have? And as much as we're at peace right now, like, yeah, there's a lot going on in life. Like, if we ever had to deal with a situation where we're actually in war, or people invaded our country, how many of those strong men are you going to be wanting to go to the front lines and fight? I bet you all of them, because you know that they're gonna be the ones who are gonna, hopefully will be the winners of the war. So like, I just don't feel like as a society it's right that they try to demasculate men, knowing that like if we don't have strong men, our society can crumble. But that's just my opinion on that.
I think a lot of things happened in the 80s that kind of created this culture. So, like domestic violence and stuff like that. And then there's this whole idea of toxico, like I would say came like from Latin America, like this toxic people. There's even a book. But it was just to label a certain type of men, like men that are like abusive, that are assholes, that are like certain type. So I don't think it came out in a bad way, but then somebody, probably somebody from social justice warrior, one of those guys that want to label everything to everybody, took that and fucking try to run with it. You know what I'm saying? Because you know a strong man from a weak man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can just see them, and they're the guys that go to war. They're the ones that do the hard thing, even when it's easier to do even though it's easier to do the wrong thing, they do the hard thing, which is the right thing. They're the men that do all the hard jobs. They wake up every morning, fucking 5:30, 2:30, whatever, 3:30 in the morning, to go create, everything that we have, the lights, the buildings, the fucking water, everything that's made is made. Men make it. And here's an example, right? Just as an example, I used to work in a kitchen, and one of the job duties that you have to do is that we would have like this little thing of garbage, and there are women that work in the kitchen, but it's not going to be the woman that go out, take this big barrel of garbage and sling 20-pound bags into these giant dumpsters and carry this giant fucking thing of garbage. No, it was men. Even though there would be times where women are supposed to be doing it, because we would take turns. It would always be, she would always say, I can't do it, or her hands hurt, or she doesn't want to do it, or she makes complaints. So guess who would it be? Most of the time it would be me. Like, me going out there, taking out the trash, me going out there with some other guy. It's a lot of work, man. That shit was that was a lot of work. And yeah, it stinks, it sucks, but it's the dudes that were doing it. And, I had no problem doing it. Like, my dad was a fucking garbage man, so for me, garbage wasn't a thing. Like, he would even tell me, like, a little dirt, what do you say? He would say, a little dirt won't hurt, or something like that, which is the right attitude to have. You know what I'm saying? Because we learned through science and stuff that being overly clean isn't necessarily a good thing. You know what I'm saying? You need to have a little bit of bacteria and stuff so you can actually strengthen your immune system. So that was just one example. Just like men doing dirty shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The women wouldn't even want to touch it. They wouldn't. They'll say, like I said, their hands would get dirty, or they'll make excuses that they're too weak, or stuff like that. But guess who would be doing it? Man. So you can't really But anyway, back to the whole toxic masculinity thing. There's this very generalization of what toxic masculinity is. So if there are a certain type of man that we would consider toxic, then we must also consider that there are certain types of women that are toxic, right? So, there are women that are manipulative, deceiving. They use a dark triad. They use their femininity to get what they want. So if we're gonna be using those terms, then we must have an equal playing field and not just say only one side is this. And if it is one side, it's a very small segment of the population. You can't just make a hazy generalization fallacy argument that's saying all men, because clearly if that was the case, you wouldn't be living in your house comfortable watching TV or YouTube. The society would be fucking houses burning down, people running away, cars smashing. It would be like the apocalypse, like those movies you see in the apocalypse, just craziness, like Mad Max type of shit. So, let's stop with that. All men are toxic or all women are toxic. No. You gotta, everything, you gotta take it for what it's worth, and judge a man by his character and judge a woman by her character, and then you can really make a judgment call.
Yeah, and just to go more in depth on that, if you ever have trouble like deciding if a man is a strong man or a toxic man. Just look at his actions. If a man is in your face yelling at you, if he's acting insecure, if he's getting all angry for no reason, if he's I'm running out of examples, but but yeah, like if you see those type, or like talking behind people, or like burning bridges, talking behind people's back, all that stuff. Yeah, it may look like they're in power and like they're working their way up, but that's not a strong man. Like that's a weak man, because at the end of the day, if anybody was to go after his ideologies or his opinions, or even confront him, you'll see how quickly they'll crumble.
Mm-hmm.
So that will be the difference compared to a strong man. You see a strong man, he's gonna be calm. If you approach him with an argument or a disagreement, he's not gonna lash out. He's gonna talk to you and hear you out. Be rational about it. Stay with his emotional intelligence, just staying calm in the situations, always figuring out solutions to problems, not complaining about problems, and always trying to be as positive as you can. Not like super go-lucky, but always try to find the good in things.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what will be the difference between a strong man and a toxic man, I would say. Because, yeah, just because a man is out there yelling in your face or threatening you and all this stuff, it's like, be careful when somebody threatens you, but if men are doing that, I wouldn't consider that strong man, even if those actions are scary, that like they're making loud noises and you're like, crap, like he might hit me, or damn, I might get in a fight. It's like, at the end of the day, like if this dude was gonna hit me, he would already hit me. So I don't know what all this noise is about. So don't ever be frightened of a man who acts like he's a strong man, because deep down they're not. And even if you end up fighting him, like, so what? That makes you more of a man, because like, you went up to the bully and were like, bro, you're not a man. I'm going to fight you.
You're talking about the guy or the girl?
No, the guy.
Oh, okay.
No, a girl that... No, I'm just saying because, like, yeah, we talked about toxic men and women, but, like, we didn't give, like, examples.
Oh, okay.
It was just more like, just because you mentioned the whole, like, saying men are all toxic, and it's like, well, this is to help you out. So you don't think...
Tips to look for.
Yeah, tips to look for.
Mm.
So you can figure out what is what. Yeah, because a lot of people need to know that. That's why toxic masculinity was so easy to label all men, because they said, "Oh, this is what all men do," and it's just like, no, that's what weak men do, not strong men.
It's not even men. It's just boys. Like, I wouldn't even consider them men. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even consider them men. I would consider them fucking boys, because they're using, bully tactics they learned in 5th grade to get what they want. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, manipulating people, talking behind people's back.
Yeah.
All this crap. Like, I don't know. I don't like that in my circle. So, and for that reason, why would I want those personalities when I can have ambitious people who strive for greatness, who try to be positive?
They want you to do better. They want you to be better.
Yeah.
They put you accountable. Yeah.
Yep. Like, those are the people you want in your group. So, look for men like that, if that's what you like. Now, if you like the whole toxic thing, then, honeys, go ahead and go find yourself a toxic guy. But that would be the difference if you guys are ever looking out for.
And what what I really like about him is that he actually defined what an alpha was, because you would hear it like in these manosphere, red pill, blue pill, whatever the fuck, all these terms, alpha, beta, blah blah. So that's why I asked him. That's why one of the first things I asked him was, what is an alpha? And I think he really hit the nail on the head, at least in my point of view, where he said an alpha is the ideal version of what you want to be. It is like the 10 out of 10, the ideal lifestyle, the person that you want to achieve. But there's two ways to actually get there, right? There's the way of ethically getting there, which what Kevin Ray Wilder would call the light alpha, which is having morals and values and finding ways to get it there, which might take a little bit longer and it's going to be a lot more hard work, but it's going to get you further in life. Or there's the dark alpha, which is somebody who uses the dark triad traits to get what they want. It is successful in the short term, but it's not going to get you very far. Like in terms of like people, relationships, family, that kind of stuff is not going to get you far, because eventually people are going to figure you out and they're not going to want to be with you. Mm-hmm. So that's why I really enjoy. He talked about dark alphas and light alphas. He also talked about if you're using the short-term strategy, the short, like, negative, like, I would say almost tyrannical, like, how would I say? Yeah, like tyranny strategy. you're gonna attract people that are sort of like into that. You're gonna attract people who are insecure, who are a little bit narcissistic, who are just looking for ways to get things out of you, versus somebody who is ethical. They'll still attract those, you know, similar people. But they're gonna weed them out a lot quicker, you know, because they already know what they're about. You know what I'm saying? They already know. They can smell you a mile away. And yeah, like I said, he talked about if you're a dark alpha, you're going to attract a lot of insecure women because they tend to be they tend to feed into the narcissism of the dark alpha. They tend to, like, because dark triad is narcissism, psychopathy, and machivallianism. And what else? Yeah, I mean, those are the main things that I got out of that. So just always try to push yourself to become that light alpha. If you're not there yet, you know what I'm saying, find ways to get there. Know what your values are. Know who you are. Don't settle. Put boundaries. That kind of stuff. Yeah. Always try to achieve something. Like, always try to better yourself in a way. You know, if you're not there in the sense of like being the man, maybe you're not picking up chicks, maybe you're not going on dates and stuff like that. Always try to. I know it's not going to be easy, but try to always remember what you value, who you are, what you want, and then, you know, achieve that. And then he even has an exercise, right? He even said during the podcast, he said, write down your ideal life or your ideal day, and then what does that entail? And he said it might even entail having a woman in your life. What are the characteristics? Write down the characteristics that you want that woman to have, and then ask yourself, are you the type of man that deserves that type of woman? And if you're not that type of man that deserves that type of woman, write down ways so you can be that type of man. And then we bring it back to the golden mean, and he talks about one example is courage. You know, the courage is the golden mean between being coward and being reckless. And so you should always strive for ways to be courageous. So if you're somebody who is coward, you should always try to do things, you know, you feel that you're scared. Approach anxiety, talking to a woman. It can be as simple as talking to, you know, the cash register person. You can, you know, he gives advice to people that are in service industries. Talk to them, build relationships, have conversations, know how to talk to people. And that's if you're a coward. If you're reckless, you might have to like take a step back, look at somebody who is successful, and try to mimic their behavior. That's just one example of one of the virtues of the golden mean. I'll make sure to post a link of like a picture of I think it's 11 virtues: wittiness, courage, and that kind of stuff. Okay. Do you have any?
No, cool. No, I was actually gonna touch on that.
All right, cool.
But you did. So
all right, cool.
I guess just to add more examples, because you know there might be people who are just fresh, new, starting off, but want to take action. They want to start something with their life. You did mention like going up and talking to people who already work in the service industry. So you know, cashier, a waiter, anybody that's out there. But even if that makes you nervous, like if you feel more comfortable talking to like men, if you're a man and you like talking to men that you're more comfortable with, like just waving hello to a random stranger helps. That starts out building some momentum. Because I think for me, in order for you to start changing your life, you need to build momentum on the small things to get to where you want to be. So, but writing down for sure was great advice that Kevin gave, because I'm taking that advice now. Now I have my journal and I'm writing down, about what I want to write about. But I see it helps, because I'll have moments where like I'll get like not anxiety, but I will like I go up and like I talk to girls, or like I approach girls, even new girls, like I do it, like, and it's not easy. Like I still get nervous, especially in certain situations. I still get like a little nervous, but going back and reading the good things that I did from a previous night of just going up to a girl and saying whatever I said helps out. But in order for me to get to that, I would have to have taken small steps of momentum to be able to approach. So yeah, that's what I would say. Like, that's what I would say. Like, if you don't know what to do, like, you can start off by just waving hello to random strangers. Once you get some good like some good feedback from people smiling at you, waving by hi, or even they might say like hi first. That's gonna build some confidence in you, and you can just go home with that. You don't have to keep building on that. Then the next time you go out and want to work on your like social skills and learn some soft skills in the process, then yeah, you can go ahead and start that again, and then maybe this time you say hello. Okay, cool, we did that. Then the following time, and so on and so forth until you get there.
Yeah.
And again, you can see people online. If you don't have any friends, then if you guys know the app Bumble, like Bumble is a dating app, but it also has a best friends section of it.
Yeah.
So you can go ahead and find people who have same commonalities that you, that would like to do same activities that you like to do. Whether that be hiking. I wouldn't recommend it in the summer here in these places. It's hella hot. But
turn into a fucking watermelon out here.
Yeah, but if there's activities that you like to do and you don't feel like you have no friends, then Bumble has a friends side of it where you can go ahead and match with other men who are in that, and you can make friends like that too. So there's many options out there for.
You're also taking classes, cooking classes, dancing classes. Yeah. There's always different ways to meet people.
Yeah, there's like so many options out there. So like that's for anybody who wants to. But again, if there's people who are just like, I'm done with life and I don't care and have this negative attitude, that's their belief, which it's hard to change a belief, then I wish them the best. But if you are somebody who wants to, make an effort and wants to change life, and like the great quote goes that like, I'm probably messing it up, but it's like, a wasted life or unfulfilled or no, like a wasted life is not a lived life, something like that. I'm paraphrasing, but yeah, basically, you can think that life is too short, but it's because you wasted your whole life. Like you stayed home, you didn't do anything. You stayed home, you watched TV for like all your 30s. I don't know. You never did that business you wanted to do.
You never went on the trip. You never met friends. You never
did
took chances.
And it's like, oh, life sucked and life was short. And it's just like, no, like you made your life unfulfilling. You didn't live your life like you're supposed to live your life. Not recklessly. Again, going back to Aristotle's, it's just that balance. But still, you never took those efforts. And then it's like, you're like, damn, I wasted my whole life. And that's, nobody notices that until they get to a certain age. So like,
until the very end.
Yeah. You're 16, like, damn, I could have done hella stuff.
Yeah, until you're your deathbed and you're like, fuck, I could have went skydiving. I could have went up to that trip that my friends did. Like, and you're like, damn. But and I think we're talking about fulfillment. I think he does make it. We did talk about it briefly. The difference between hedonism and eudaimonia. And Kevin was talking about like, it's so easy to just go home, watch Netflix, just be in bed, wallow in your misery, watch porn and just get jerking out like 3 times a day, like, and just that's an easy life. But is it a fulfilled life? Is it something that you would want to do? Is it something that that brings immense amount of joy? Probably not. And life, in order to get towards fulfillment, you have to. That's a very deep question, but I would say a fulfilled life would mean doing something that you love, doing things that you enjoy, helping out others, if that's what you like to do. There's some people who don't. There's nothing wrong with it, but finding fulfillment is way different than just finding pleasure or avoiding pain. You know what I'm saying? It's a deeper, and that's one of the things that he's trying to get into it. But a lot of times, people try to derail him and stuff like that with these terrible arguments. But I think what Kevin is trying to get at is like, what type of life do you want to live? Do you want to live a type of life, like I said, do you want to just be watching Netflix, watching porn, just being stuck, never going on dates, never doing anything? Or do you want to just take a step, go outside, take risks, put yourself out there, be disciplined, talk to a woman, get shut down, get failed, learn from your mistakes, try again, be the type of man that goes on dates, be the type of man that takes adventures, be the type of man that is a leader, is somebody who people want to be, a woman that want to be with, stuff like that. So
a man's man and all the women want.
Yeah, exactly. And there's something to that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Fulfillment. There's something to fulfillment, yeah, pretty much fulfillment. I would say I don't believe like someone can make you happy, because I don't think happiness is I don't think happiness is the end all be all. Some people say I just want to be happy. I think happiness is an emotion which we all experience, but fulfillment, I think that's something that's something deeper.
Yeah.
You can be eating chocolate and be happy. Like, there's your dopamine rush. You know what I'm saying? But fulfillment, like, I don't think that chocolate's gonna make you feel fulfilled.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I mean, I might be changing gears. Just
Go ahead.
But it's something I already talked about, but just because Kevin did talk about it on his podcast for like a second, is the whole NoFap. I don't want to get so much into it, but I will say that, like, yeah, if you are like doing it so often, so many times a day, you're gonna feel like you won't have any energy to do anything. Like, you might have these goals, but you do one before.
I think he even made a video about it too.
Oh snap!
Like recently, like a day or two ago.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
cool. Yeah, because he was saying, he's like, I'm actually gonna start making those again.
Yeah.
But that was cool that he brought it up. We didn't get into it on our episode, but I was like, oh, cool, because I talked about it. Like, I had a little like moment.
Yeah, but it was cool.
But yeah, it's just like, yeah, like if you're doing it so many times, what energy are you gonna have to go and set these goals that you have for yourself? So you might, take sacrifice. That's why it's not easy being a man. You have to take a lot of sacrifices. Mm-hmm. But I guess the only caveat I would say that, like, from it is that, hey man, we all, you know what I'm saying? At the time when I was promoting it, I wasn't. I still do now, but like only once a week, and it's only as a reward for going out and talking and approaching girls. Like, if I went out and I talked to girls and forever, no, excuse me, what the hell? For what?
I haven't seen you. I got 911.
I got too excited. I was like, oh dang. Freaking honeys. But yeah, but yeah, like, it's just a reward. Like, if I went out there and I tried and, hey, for whatever reason it didn't happen, at least I know, like, cool, it's worth it. And I go ahead and enjoy whatever's on the screen. But just to consistently do it just because you feel like it or because you got nothing to do, like, you're going to only kill your drive. So for me, I would say, I don't know. Some people's libidos are different. But if you can do it, like, at least once or twice a week, I think that's cool. But yeah, so you can have the rest of the week for your energy to do whatever you have to do. Whether that be working out, working on your business, building the small steps to get to where you want to be. Whatever the goals that you have set for you. But, hey man, like, I'm not a religious guy, but I'm saying, like the great Buddha said, life's about sacrifice, man. Like, sheesh. Well, not sacrifices. I mean, life is,
Suffering?
Suffering, there you go.
Yeah.
Life is suffering, and even though that's kind of, like, sad to say, like, the suffering is actually good because it helps you grow. It helps you become wiser. It helps you become stronger. Like, working out hurts. Like, I work out a lot and it hurts. I'm sore right now, but, like, you know what I'm saying? You look at your body and you're like, damn.
That's why I really like the comparison between working out and approaching girls. Working out is hard. It's not easy. Like, it takes a lot of just to start doing one push up and stuff like that. Just starting to do some squats. It just start, just you have to get out of your head. You have to like pretty much trick yourself, and then once you finally actually start doing it, you get into a mode. And you are gonna fail, and you're trying to reach failure. You're trying to get to the point where you can no longer do a push up. I just say push up as an example. It could be a squat. It could be a dumbbell press. Whatever exercise you do. But you push yourself, you're disciplined, you go out there and try, and you fail, and there's days where you are not gonna go out there and do push-ups. You're gonna eat pizza and Cheetos or whatever. It's cool. Yeah. But I guess it's also learning to forgive yourself, but also flip it again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't be so forgiving that you stop working out, but also don't be so hard that you hate working out. Or you don't be so hard that you don't even enjoy your pizza or your Cheetos every once in a while. And that's the same way it should be. That's the mentality I would say a man would need to have. Talking to women, going on dates. Because, like, as a man, let's just be honest. Like, the stack is against us. The dating apps, like, majority of us are not getting seen on dating apps. They're meant to be, like, pretty much like a bar. You're pretty much spending all your money on dating apps. Time, effort, energy. So, like dating as a move to online is actually against us men. So we have to try to take it back and try to go back and actually approach women and go have a conversation. And yeah, there's gonna be times where you're gonna approach 10 women and none of them say no, or 0 say no, or how would I say? Zero say yes.
Oh, yeah.
Zero say yes, but that was just a bad day. You know what I'm saying? You still gotta approach 10 other women. Maybe next time you do get one number or two numbers, but at least you actually approached and tried, and got versus they're never trying or never doing anything. There is something to that, and for you guys, just got to go out there and approach women. There's a certain way to do it. There's a certain suave you do have to kind of carry yourself, and if you're not at that level, there are lots of real men that give good practical dating advice that you need to have. One of them is like I'll give him a shout out, Playing with Fire. I think he does a really good job. I think he does. Yeah, he wants men to succeed in that sense. But yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, and also too, it brings courage. Like the courage that you, like Kevin said it too, just the courage that you build from it. Like to see a man go up and approach, like just me as a person, like for me to see some guy go up to some girl that I don't know any of them, they're strangers to me, and he's approaching her, to me I'm like, bro, that's freaking cool, because I know how much it takes, how much courage it is to go up. Even like Kevin said, like you're stuttering with your words, like you're nervous as hell, like you're sweating, like you're having a whole panic attack, but you're still there talking to her. Like that's courage. Like even if, like for me, I'd dab you up if I saw that. Like, damn, dude, like, hey, you tried, cool, man. Like, try again later. Like that's freaking cool. Because just from my own experience, like I know how hard it is. I remember those times where I was shaking and I couldn't even say hello to this girl, and I hated it because I was like, bro, I could have just talked to this chick. But anyways, it's just more for the people. Like, hey, like, it's courage, man. Even if nobody sees it for yourself, at least you can go and rest in your bed and not say, man, I wish. You'll be like, man, at least I tried. Yeah. Like, I tried.
To give a real world example, there's times where we like to go out, go to the club and go dance. And there was a time where we went out and we had a table and stuff like that. We were still scoping it out or whatever. And there was a dude who did get a girl. And remember when we both, and he did get like a good, like she was a fine girl, like telling you, she like, whew. Anyway,
you talking about the dude with the two chicks?
Yeah, that dude had. That dude's really dope. That was a fun night. That was a fun day. That was a Sunday too, randomly.
That dude freaking hella cool. I dabbed him.
Dude, we gave him props because we know how difficult. Just one chick alone is hard, but he actually got two chicks back to back.
They were bad.
And they were fine. And so that's just one example of like, we ended up talking to some chicks that night too.
Yeah. The end of the night,
yeah, we ended up talking to some chicks that night. But just to see somebody else win is very, like, it's encouraging. Like, it's encouraging and it's hopeful. And when you don't have that, like, when you don't have that, how would I say this? Scarcity mindset. When you don't have that scarcity mindset and you want others to win, it's like, damn, that guy won for the guys.
Yeah, it's freaking cool. Yeah, hell yeah, because sheesh, man. Like, well, I guess, for me, it's just more like, I know how much it took for that to happen. I know what he had to go through. So I know, like, when I see that, I'm like, I know what you had to go through, bro, so that's cool. Given that they're actually doing, like, they're actually talking to them cool and not, trying to manipulate them.
Yeah.
Or leave with their money. Like, if I see that, I'm not going to dab you up.
Yeah, no.
I'm not going to dab you up. But if I see you, like, I see you just approaching her, you guys are smiling, cracking jokes, I'm like, okay, this is cool. Bam. You get your dab. So, yeah, I don't just give it to everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be, you done it.
It has to be genuine. It has to be.
Yeah, done it the cool way, as opposed to leading with your wallet. Hey girl, I'll give you some shots right now. Just come through, what's good? I'm gonna be like,
bruh, that money should be spent somewhere else.
Bruh. Yeah, go spend that on a dating coach. Go learn how to talk to girls on a good dating coach.
There's some good ones and then there's some not so good ones. So just make sure you do your research, you investigate, that kind of stuff. And speaking of dudes, he also he talked about, like, we were talking about, like, we were kind of switching from, like, light alpha, dark alpha to good guy versus nice guy, right? The good guy is like somebody who fights with the wolves, so to speak, but is still a leader. And then there was a nice guy who just he pretends to be nice with the wolves. So there's a difference between a good guy and a nice guy, and I just want to make sure that there's a distinction between that. Yeah.
Wait, my bad. I'm lost. Wait, do you mean like from light alpha and dark alpha, or like?
No, there's a difference between like a good guy and a nice guy.
Oh yeah.
Like there's a difference between I guess what would be considered, if we're using the terms, a light alpha and a beta.
Okay.
If we're using those terms, right?
Mm-hmm. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, there's a difference between somebody who leads with ethics and values, and somebody who is who uses other manipulation tactics to get what he wants, and not being truthful, and has no self-esteem, very low value, that kind of stuff.
There's definitely.
There's a big difference.
Yeah.
Those two good guy and nice guy can sometimes be confused, but they sound similar, but they're not. They're way two different men.
He's a good guy. Hold on, girl. Hold on. There's a difference, girl.
Yeah. There's a difference between being the gay best friend and being the guy who sleeps with the girls.
Yeah, I guess the girl.
And the other guy's just watching.
Yeah, there's a difference.
Yeah, there's a big difference.
It's a big difference. So yeah, just to go back on what I said, not all men are toxic, and if you're gonna call somebody toxic, be right on your description or your definition. I mean, be right on your definition.
Yeah.
Don't just assume.
Yeah, I agree with
That's not right. It's not right for many men out there who, which again, I'm pretty sure those men don't really like. I wouldn't say all men. I wouldn't say like they all care, but it's still messed up. Like, hey, like they gotta get their props. Like, yeah, they're not gonna be out there like boasting about like, oh yeah, my emotional intelligence is the best in the whole world. like what you mean, bro? I took a test. Like they're not gonna do that. Like they don't got time for that.
They took the personality test.
Yeah, like, bro, they don't got time for that. Like, so like, give them credit when it's due, man. Like, cause they have victories, but they're so silent about it. Opposed to freaking.
The thing is, we need to call out those social justice warriors who want to just label men or just create this paint a wide brush with everybody and be like, all these guys are. No. You had one bad interaction with one guy at this one particular bar because you were blah blah blah, right? It was just that one incident, and now you're trying to say all men are this because you have one. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, woman.
Yeah, it's not fair. It's not fair at all.
That's like me saying all women are negative because I had one bad experience dating. Like that's not fair. That's not fair to that one girl, because then you're saying that she's not able to grow, and then and that's not fair to everybody else because you're saying that all women are exactly like that one type of girl. So
yeah,
you're creating almost too negative by just saying that.
Yeah, no, yeah, for real.
Yeah. By the way, bro, that was sick. That we actually went to. Remember we said on one of our podcasts we were actually gonna see Alex.
Oh yeah, Alex.
Dude, that was a lot of fun. We actually went to go see him, bro.
Yeah, we went.
RetroJunkie.
Went to RetroJunkie. We'd never been to RetroJunkie actually.
Walnut Creek.
Yeah, Walnut Creek, and that is actually freaking cool. Like, we'll get to the show, but I want to shout out RetroJunkie.
Yeah, cool. That shit was dope.
You walk in, it's like 80s theme. They have arcades, they have pinball machines, they have a pool table in the back. They
had like a movie or just music or something, like a big TV outside.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah. What are they called? Canopies? Is that what they're called? It was like the covering, like you take out.
They got a canopy. Yeah.
So they have like a whole bunch of canopies too. That I guess if it's on a hot day, you can be underneath.
Yeah.
And they even have a stage outside, and then they have a little stage inside.
That was dope.
Yeah, like that place is freaking popping. And yeah, so that totally recommended. Like we ended up getting some specialty drinks when we went there.
Oh yeah, the drinks are cool too.
The drinks are good.
They had different names.
I got El Guapo.
I had Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
that was sick. That was fun.
That was It was even like clear Ghostbusters.
Like a ghost. That's really dope.
So yeah, we went there. We surprised Alex. He didn't even know we were there, and he noticed you right away. He went up to you while we were at the bars. That was dope. That was hella cool. I was like, oh, what?
We were wearing our shirts and shit.
Yeah, we were rocking our shirts, and then the whole show was cool. Alex, he was first up, and he was the host. Yeah, he was the host, and I can't recall how many comedians in total were. I don't know if it was like 7 or 8.
I think it was 10. No.
Oh snap!
I don't remember. It was a lot, but it was cool.
If it was 10,
everybody had their own unique sense of humor and stuff.
Yeah. So it was like almost 2 hours for the whole show. Mm-hmm. We were there watching him, sipping our drink, laughing. So shout out Alex and his crew for coming by and
follow him on was it _ Alex Woody Comedy?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Follow him under _Alex Woody Comedy on Instagram. He also has a TikTok. He posts his dates and stuff like that often on his IG. So go follow him. He's really cool. Support your local comedian. He's from Concord, so support his area. Bay Area, right? So, and a lot of those comedians that are part of his, I think it's called the Fat Kid Comedy. Fat
Kid Comedy.
FKC. It's like the opposite.
Yeah,
I have a really hard time. I think I have dyslexia because I always try to think of KFC, but it's not. It's FKC, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Fat Kid Comedy.
Yeah, Fat Kid Comedy. So yeah, he has the tour dates. I think he's gonna be in Sacramento soon. He tours around the Bay Area very often, so check him out. Fat Kid Comedy. _Alex Woody Comedy under IG. You know, check him out.
Yeah, check him out. He's really cool. The whole show is hella funny, and I like that they kept saying like, "Who's here for comedy?" Like it just made it cool because I know they also appreciate that we're actually there watching them. Like it wasn't only us. Like there was people there too.
Yeah. It wasn't just us two. It was actually like a good crowd. Yeah. They even said it was actually a good crowd that night too.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah, I like the joke when they were like, all right, I guess we're gonna just say this is like
an open mic now. Because they're all trying the new bits and shit.
Yeah, they're all hella cool.
Hilarious one,
yeah, they're all hella cool. So yeah, guys, so definitely go check them out.
And like we said, we like to go out sometimes to Walnut Creek. Mm-hmm. And there's a place called Fuego. Man, that place gets cracking.
Yeah, Fuego. It's on Locust. I don't know the whole address, but it's on Locust.
Yeah, that shit gets cracking. But it don't matter if it's a Saturday or a Sunday. It gets cracking like all the time.
Yeah, if you have nothing to do on a Sunday afternoon.
And yeah, you want to go out and dance your little booty off or whatever, dude. Go out there.
Yeah, it gets cracking on Sunday for whatever reason. And we just found it just like we were just walking around one day around Walnut Creek just because we were just walking around, and then we're like, we heard good music, and then I think you're the one who like, hey, like, we should go check. Yeah. I think you like said it, and I was like, all right, let's go check. I think they had like hip hop or reggaeton, and I was like, oh, bro, let's go.
And they had like a special DJ that day too.
Yeah.
And they were like playing all the good shit, all the good stuff, and I was surprised. By the way, we don't get paid for any of this. We're just supporting our local people.
And because it's called Fuego, it's not why. I may have something.
He might have brand ownership. He might get 25% commission. I'm kidding.
I mean, they might have gotten the name from me. I don't know. I might be a celebrity that I don't know. But that's not only why we go.
Nah, we go there because they have good music. The drinks are pretty good price. They got the people there are good looking. So
yeah, the people are really cool. Like they're really cool.
Yeah.
Like the vibe's cool. Just be cool. No dress code. Dress however you want.
Yeah.
And they even have the outside patio. So in case you get high, you want to catch your breath, you can go out there chill, and then go back inside and get drinks. So yeah, it's a cool vibe there. And then RetroJunkie, we haven't really gone other than that time, but it looks like it. I mean, they have a lot of stuff for it not to be.
I'm pretty sure like on a Saturday night it gets popping.
Yeah, it has to get indoor and outdoor.
Yeah,
there's so much space there.
Dude, it's like a throwback. It's really sick. I really like how they have all these little props and stuff.
Yeah,
they got like a Tony Montana thing. They got a pinball machine. They even got some like games in the corner. Yeah, I think they got pool tables.
Yeah, and they got pool tables. Yeah, and even the seatings are nice.
Yeah, it's very comfortable.
So I'm pretty sure on a dance night it's gonna be.
Dude, it has to be. You can't even imagine.
It's gonna be wild.
Wildin'.
Yeah. So yeah, that's our journey for now.
Yeah.
We'll let you guys know how it goes.
Check it out. Our local spots. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share it with your friends and family. You know, we're just trying to. We want to get to. You know, let's try to get to 100 subscribers by the end of the year. You know, fuck it, let's try to get there. You know, we want to continue our podcast. We enjoy what we do. If you guys have any suggestions of local Bay Area people or people who you think would be fun to come on as a guest, let us know. Let us know like people that you would think would be cool. You know, we're trying to work with people here in the Bay Area, but we're also willing to work with other people as long as they're working towards something, you know, positive, encouraging, you know, because that's what we're trying to be.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and if you guys want to hop on as well, you can always DM us. You guys let us know you guys want to hop on. That'd be cool too, in case you guys have something you want to talk about or things I don't know, thoughts that you have that you feel like you want to let out. You know what I'm saying? You can go ahead. Yeah, you can go ahead and hit us up too.
All right.
Yeah. Other than that, I guess that's gonna do it.
All right. This is Señor Sonrisa out.
Fuego Sonrisa, baby. Ah! All right, you guys take care.
Take care. Peace.